Hi y'all, I'm sugar and cake artist Shelby Bower, and first off, I would love to invite you guys to watch me compete on the Wedding Cake Championship June 3rd. I'm going to be competing with my mom as my partner for $25,000. I would love it if you guys would tune in. It's on the Food Network. Anyway, we're going to be making a tabletop donut display today. Now, I love donuts. I think they're really cute. I think they're a great, easy dessert to make for a dessert table. But I hate donut walls. I think they're kind of gross because if you think about it, you have this like big donut display that has all these little hooks on it, and there's one donut per hook, and I just feel like it'd be hard to clean well enough and keep clean like throughout the night. So I don't know, just dust and sticky donuts sounds gross. So I thought of a really cute way to display donuts where you have like pegs that have multiple donuts on each one, so you don't have to refill it as much. It's smaller, and it's like to put on a tabletop. You can clean it easily, and it's a little bit sturdier than some of the DIY projects I've seen where they use that like wrought iron picture frame holder to hold up the donut display, which I don't want all my hard work making these gourmet donuts falling on the ground. That'd be so sad. So anyway, we're gonna make some gourmet donuts to go along with our DIY tabletop donut display. And a big thanks to our sponsor Star, whose vinegars are delicious and perfect for the recipes we're going to be making today. And their vinegar comes in these super cute bottles that are perfect for all sorts of different crafts when you're done with your vinegar. Our first gourmet donut is a chocolate cake donut dipped in a strawberry balsamic vinegar glaze, 3 cups of sugar, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1½ teaspoons of salt. Whisk dry ingredients together. One and a half cups of buttermilk, 3 large eggs, 3/4 cups of vegetable oil, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1½ cups of warm water mixed with 1 packet of espresso powder. Whisk until combined. Mix until totally combined. This is a very runny batter. I'm using the Wilton 6 donut pan. Make sure that it's greased really well. Bake at 325 for 20 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Use a small circle cookie cutter to cut out holes that didn't form. Strawberry balsamic glaze. 1/2 cup of balsamic vinegar. Simmer and reduce until it's 1/4 of its original volume. Add 2 cups of strawberries. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/8 teaspoon of lemon zest, 1/4 teaspoon salt. Bring back to a boil, then simmer and reduce until thick about 5 to 10 minutes. Dip your donuts in your yummy glaze and let cool and settle on a drying rack. Garnish with freeze-dried raspberries. Our next gourmet donut is a natural pink velvet donut with a beet and red wine vinegar glaze. 2½ cups of cake flour, 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup whole milk, 1 cup pureed beets. I used canned beets and then puree them in my blender. 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of orange juice. 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. 1 cup of unsalted butter. 2½ cups of white sugar. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I prefer to use Mexican vanilla. Cream together. 4 eggs. Alternately add your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients to your cream, butter, and sugar until it's completely combined. Bake at 350 degrees for 15 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Beet and red wine vinegar glaze. 1 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. 1 tablespoon of canned beet juice. 1 tablespoon of orange juice. 1 tablespoon of beet puree. 1 teaspoon of red wine vinegar. Whisk until combined. Basil lemon sugar donuts. This recipe I do more to taste. Take a few basil leaves, crush the basil leaves in a mortar and pestle until the juices are released. Mix with a little cane sugar and continue to crush. Add some lemon zest. Take your mixture and mix it with a larger amount of sugar until you're happy with the taste. I used regular vanilla cake batter to make these donuts, and then I rolled the donuts in the sugar mixture. Garnish with a basil leaf. I used a little bit of royal icing to stick my basil leaves on. Now it's time to make our DIY donut stand. So I've lost my glasses, so I can't see that well, but we'll still do a good job making our DIY project here. So I have 2 pieces of wood. This is 1-inch plywood, and I cut it into an 18-inch square. So I have 2 pieces. I went ahead and drilled my holes for my dowels already. So I have a template on my website, www.thesugarscoop.com, and I also have a pattern for like the painting that we're gonna do in a little bit. I wanted this to be able to hold at least 2 dozen donuts, so I have 12 holes here. So you could do two donuts a peg, or you could do 3 donuts a peg. And the reason why I like that is because it doesn't have to be like this huge board to be able to hold a bunch of donuts. So you're not gonna have to be like refilling your donut wall constantly, which I feel like you'd have to do with the donut wall. I don't know. I have some 1/2-inch wooden dowels, and so this was like a big long thing that I got from the hardware store, and I cut it down to, I think this is 4.5 inches. And one thing that I did was I took, you can kind of see one edge of the dowel, I just cut it with a regular saw, and then I sanded it down just a little bit so that it fits nicely into the hole. And then this is so tight because I used a drill and I put a 1/2-inch drill bit on it to drill my holes. And I always start out with like a smaller hole. So I'll do like a, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch drill bit, drill a hole, like a pilot hole, and then I'll go ahead and drill my like bigger holes. And this fits so tight that I really don't think that I need to glue it in. My hardware in my little jar will come out. Okay, so I have one hinge. I just found this brass hinge in my garage, but I'm just gonna use one. I feel like that's plenty for how big this thing is. It's not that big. You can do whatever size you want to, obviously. And then I have these little knobbies, and they're just like little drawer pulls, but they're like the super, super cheap ones. I'm gonna tie them together with twine so that like when this is it's an A-frame setup, so it needs something to hold it together so that it doesn't just like go flat. So that's what this is for. This is gonna hold it together. You'll see, it'll make more sense when I put it together. So I'm gonna get started with getting my pattern out and then tracing it and starting to paint. To use my design, you just print it out and tape it together. To transfer the design to your board, cut out each leaf and then trace it with a pencil. It's a little tedious, but it turns out looking really great. You can freehand some parts if you feel comfortable enough. I'm using regular craft acrylic paint, and then I will coat the whole thing with a non-toxic matte sealant so that it's easy to clean and paint doesn't get on my donuts. for watching this video. I hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos like this in your feed coming up later. Okay, bye.